When we first decided to come out here and do this, I remember telling my family, and I just remember thinking that we were nuts. Spencer didn't have any experience in construction or anything. Obviously, neither did I. We both worked in restaurants, and this is just what we wanted to do, and we just decided to do it. Like, not much more thought went into it than that, other than we didn't want to look back one day and wonder what it would have been like if we had done it. When we moved and we got here and we were unloading the moving truck, I just started crying because reality set in. It was just so much all at once. We quit our jobs, we sold our home, and now we lived out in the woods in an old barn.
We initially, to be honest, we thought we were going to buy a giant tent, like a 3-bedroom tent, and we were going to live out of that with a dog. But no, it ended up working out. We knew the barn was here, so we just we'll rebuild a section of the barn and live out of that. That's what we did. There was no real ventilation really, besides just some screen that we put up, some bug screen that we put up in the center section, just so we could keep the bugs out and allow any heat and moisture to let out. It was a poorly planned design. It'll just make the house that much more worth it.
Yeah, coming out here, I just saw it as my job to try to keep things as lighthearted as possible and just try to make them fun, because I knew that we didn't know what we were doing. I knew Spencer was trying his best, doing as much research as he could, and that was all awesome and everything, but it was just inevitable that things were gonna go wrong at some point, and at some point I mean every day. So this entire time, I just try my best to stay positive and try to make things fun, and that's why I'm always joking around and trying not to take things too seriously, because if you do, it's just pretty much a downward spiral.
That's why I went with non-pressure treated over pressure treated.
Plus, you know, maybe we just don't like being under pressure.
As far as building though, I built a TV stand, and I replaced a few doors and some trim before we moved out here, so I didn't have any experience. Kind of winged it and watched a lot of videos, read some books, and kind of went with the flow.
Painting the containers has definitely been one of the biggest transformations that the house has had. Originally, we didn't want to paint them, but we ended up having to fix all of the rust in the containers just because we obviously want them to last as long as possible. So we ended up painting them. But it was really exciting once all that was done and the windows were installed, because it meant that we could finally start working on the inside of the house. And then I found out I was pregnant. Oh my gosh, we were so excited. But the reality set in that we don't have a home and we have a baby coming.
It was like, holy crap, this is real life. It was just now worrying about where the house is and how to speed it up. We've never built a house before, so everything we do requires an extensive amount of research. It's kind of hard to speed up a build when you don't know what you're doing, but we bought the cargo trailer and insulated that and put an air conditioning unit in it and a heater. I mean, it works for now.
So we just started to prioritize what in the build is absolutely crucial for when the baby gets here. And we decided that that thing was water. So we began the whole process of catching your own rainwater. Again, when we finally got water, I bawled my eyes out because just going without things like that for so long and then finally having them again, it's incredibly overwhelming. Like, I can't even imagine once we're actually living in this house. It's gonna feel like a hotel. It's just so crazy because looking back, if you would have told me that this would be our house right now and that we would have built this, I wouldn't have believed you, honestly. And I know that the whole reason we are here right now with our house being the way it is it's all because of you, Spencer. It absolutely amazes me how you've been able to figure all this out, and you teach me as we go, and it's been really cool to be a part of. I want you to know how much I appreciate you.
I know the house isn't done yet. It's still a ways away, but it'll be done this year. Granted, there's been mistakes along the way, and I try to fix those and hide those as best as I can, but not much I would change. And it's been a very rewarding experience, and especially seeing like how everything online has gone. I'm just blown away at the amount of support and love that we get from everybody.
On that note, you ready to get back to work?
Yes, very much so.
Do you think anybody's listening? Or if this is just transmitting to empty space?
What if some alien somewhere watching us? What if we're like a hit reality show?
On the planet.
Making sure my eyebrows are perfectly lined up. I have a quick question.
What? That's terrifying. God, I feel like a doof. Yeah, window.
No! Did you just literally throw donkey at me?
It's just compressed grass that came out of a donkey ass.
Stupid. Stand up straight. Life Uncontained is in its infancy.
We'd be like a 3-week-year-old. 3 weeks old.
Oh, it's funny.
Sorry, I'm not educated.
Man, how old is 3 week years?